Hey guys, today I'm going to go over my headphone and earphone collection. I haven't done a video like this before, but you guys know that I'm into audio stuff and music, and yeah, I love to have all sorts of different collections, and not just computers, not just watches, but also headphones and earphones as well. So I figured it's about time I do a kind of video overview of my headphone and earphone collection as well. So yeah, this is my complete headphone earphone collection. Right now I have 5 over-ear headphones. These are the bigger headphones, and I have 6, I guess, earphones and wireless earbuds. So and this includes IEMs as well, because they're basically a subset of earphones, I guess, or superset, whatever you want to think. So anyways, I'm gonna go over each one. I'm gonna go over from the most affordable to the most expensive, actually, or just how much I paid for it. Okay, so and then tell you guys my use case for each of them, how I got them, etc., what I think about them. Okay, the culmination of all my headphone and earphone reviews, essentially. Okay, so this is my complete collection. Let's just push the ones I'm not talking about out of the way, and we'll start with the most affordable to the most expensive. Okay, so the most affordable out of all these ones right now, oh, bunch of cables here. Get that out of the way. Okay. The most affordable one out of all these, by far, is the Monster Gratitudes. And actually, I don't even know if I should consider this one part of this collection, because this one is like, I basically have it as a spare earphone just to test stuff with. I don't really use these to listen with. They're very cheap. Actually, I shouldn't say that they're cheap, because originally I think they retailed for over $100. But the Monster Gratitudes, these earphones were designed in collaboration with the band Earth, Wind and Fire, who's a well-known funk band, I guess. And Earth, Wind and Fire, I like to listen to them sometimes. I just saw these like really cheap online for like 35 bucks, I believe, is how much I got them for. For 35 bucks, these are actually quite good. So the sound quality on these are quite decent, I would say. So you can tell they have a unique appearance too. So yeah, they actually look really cool, the Monster Gratitudes. Whatever you want to think about Monster, a lot of people have divisive opinions about Monster because they make all these expensive cables and stuff. And one thing you have to know is that they did team up with Beats by Dr. Dre in order to launch their line of headphones back in the day. And then after Beats separated, Monster make their own artist collabs, and then they had the Miles Davis ones, and then now they have the Earth, Wind and Fire ones. This one, I think, when was it? Was this the early 2010s that they had this collaboration? 2012, 2013, something like that. I got these back in 2017, and they still work. They still pretty good for the price I paid for it. I think originally they were over $100, maybe 150 or even 200 bucks, but I got them for 35 bucks. Super good deal. And yeah, I wouldn't say these are like the best sounding earphones or whatever, but for the price I paid for them, 35 bucks, they're pretty good for that price. Definitely better than any like retail headphone you pay for 35, right? I got them used. What I like about this one is, first of all, Monster gives you a lot of good accessories. So this carrying pouch, yeah, you can tell it's been used a lot. That's because I had it since 2017, but yeah, they give you a pretty nice looking carrying pouch, and they give you like 12 sets of earbuds or something like that. It came with a crazy amount of ear tips. Yeah, sorry, ear tips. So yeah, it came with like 12 different sets of ear tips, something crazy like that. So he came with a huge amount of ear tips, much more than I found with any other earphone, except from maybe Audio-Technica. But yeah, came with a large amount of ear tips and large amount of accessories. And on top of that, these cables are non-tangling cables, actually. So these cables designed in a way where they don't tangle with each other very much. So they're very easy to untangle. So I think they're flat cables. I think that's why they're flat cables. And I don't know why other cable manufacturers don't do this, but flat cables is good because, yeah, like they don't tangle as much. And I just don't know why other manufacturers don't do that. I still have these more expensive ones, they still tangle. The cheapest headphone I have, and they give me the most ear tips, and their cables don't tangle as much. So yeah, those are the things I appreciate about the Monster Gratitude. But because I have so many other, I guess, better headphones and earphones to use, I don't use these for listening to music. I use them for testing stuff, because they're just if I want to test out a 3.5 millimeter jack, these are wired, so I just plug it in, and I test it, and that's it. Basically, I just use it to test out if something is working. So sometimes audio jacks might not be working, or I want to check the levels or something like that, and I just use this to test to see if they're working. I know. Yeah, that's all I pretty much use them for, because I have other better headphones to listen to music with and better earphones to listen to music with. So right now, this used to be my listening pair of headphones or earphones back in the day, but now it's been relegated to just a piece of testing equipment. So yeah, that's a Monster Gratitude. Still have it because it still works, so no issues with it. I just use it basically just for testing stuff now. All right, and yeah, $35, by far the cheapest. Next up, actually, I have the Razer Hammerhead Pros. So these are Razer Hammerhead Wireless Pros, I should say. So these are my cheapest wireless earbuds. So they're made by Razer. Razer is a company known more for their gaming accessories more than anything. But I have to say that if you can find their audio stuff like cheap, then they're not bad actually. So these Razer Hammerhead Wireless Pros, I think originally they were like $150 or something like that, but I got these for $50. So actually just yeah, a little bit more expensive than Monster Gratitudes. So I shouldn't say that the Monster Gratitudes are like way cheaper, but yeah, the Razer Hammerhead Wireless Pros. These are I got these for $50. So that's super good deal, and they're wireless and they're noise canceling. And I should say that the music quality, the audio quality on these are okay. For the price I paid for them. I don't think I would pay full price for these, but for the price I paid for them, $50, they're okay. The audio quality is okay with them. What's most impressive about these is the microphones and the noise canceling are actually quite good. So this has THX spatial sound or something built in to it, which is a nice little extra. But yeah, I find that the noise canceling on these are surprisingly good, actually better than some of the more expensive wireless earbuds. So noise canceling is surprisingly good, and the microphones are quite good too. I think Razer prioritized these things. And the audio quality is okay. It's passable for something, you know, they're not the best, but yeah, for what I paid for it, $50 for the Razer Hammerhead Wireless Pros. I do not regret this purchase. And I mostly use it actually with my Razer Edge, which is a gaming handheld that I have. So, I mean, it makes sense, right? Razer with Razer. So that's my next most affordable. So this is like $35 wired, $50 for a wireless noise canceling earbuds, and they're very good noise cancellation, by the way. One of the best noise canceling earbuds I've ever used. So yeah, in terms of noise canceling, this is one of the best actually, despite the price. Okay, the next most expensive is the Final Audio ZE-3000s. These ones I paid $80 for. I think originally they retail for $120, $130 or something like that, but I paid $80 for these. For $80, still pretty good price, still fairly affordable, I would say, still under 100. So these are made by a Japanese company, Final Audio. Final Audio specialized mostly earphones, IEMs, and wireless earbuds, but they do make a high-end over-ear as well, the D8000 Pros, which I wish I tried when I was in Japan, but I didn't get to try it. So yeah, Final Audio is very well respected in the audiophile industry, I guess. They make some really good earphones and IEMs and stuff. But yeah, these ones, the major problem is that they're not noise canceling. So there's no noise cancellation on these. However, the sound is just fantastic. The audio quality on these is very good. It's pretty much close to the much more expensive wireless earbuds that I have, which are these two. For $80, this is probably the best sound quality you'll get out of a wireless earbud. I don't regret buying these. Yeah, I use these as just a spare, actually. If I need wireless earbuds for one of my many phones or computers or something like that, I just use this one as a spare. But yeah, I tend not to use these outside because they're not noise canceling, but in terms of the audio quality, they're fantastic. I know Final Audio makes a noise canceling version called the Z8000s, but haven't tried those, and those are actually much more expensive. So in terms of the value you get from this one, in terms of just sound quality, Z3000s are really good, really nice. So yeah, $80 for these. I believe $130 retail, but you can easily find them for under 100. Okay, the next most expensive is kind of a tie between these two. These two I think are around the same price. They're both around $300 new, I believe, but I got them both for around $150 used. And both of these are pretty much my best sounding and most feature laden wireless earbuds. Yeah, this is the Audio-Technica TWX9s, and these are the Beyerdynamic MW08s. Both of these sound really good. They're both the most expensive wireless earbuds I have. I paid $150 for these. I think MSRP is like double that. So they're both really good in different ways. Noise cancellation wise, I think they're both good. I think the Beyerdynamic might be a little bit better, maybe noise cancellation, but they're both pretty good in noise cancellation. In terms of the sound quality, yeah, they're both really good in different ways. The Beyerdynamic, I prefer the highs and the mids, and then the Audio-Technica for the soundstage and the lows. So it really depends. They're both really good though, sound quality. So it's close, but in different ways. Both of these are from very nice audio companies. Beyerdynamic, probably like they're a more recent company, of course. They're based in New York. They're known for making like really nice vintage looking headphones, I was saying, doing collaborations with different artists and stuff. But their headphones and earphones do sound pretty solid if you can get them at a discount. I wouldn't say like full price they're worth it, but if you can get them at a discount, they're really nice. And yeah, just the design, Beyerdynamic has great design. So just look at these, right? They have this kind of acetate kind of covering right here. So yeah, so if you look at these, yeah, compare these to, I should actually talk about the design too. So the Razer Hammerheads design is like the AirPods. So they look like this with a little toothpick thing, which I don't really like. But yeah, the Razer Hammerhead Pros are like the AirPod style. So yeah, I don't particularly like this style. I don't like this thing sticking out. But anyways, that's how the Razer Hammerhead Wireless Pros are like, and their touch interface. Yep. And then the final audios are kind of finicky. I actually don't really like this design, but it's this very angular design, kind of reminiscent of an Aston and Kern, and it's a touch interface as well. And it's a very angular design like that. So it's difficult for me to use these a lot because yeah, I had to like press on the right surface and stuff. So it is, I don't like the design of the final audios as much, but the sound quality is good. Beyerdynamic to me has the best design out of all of them. The acetate kind of covering here, really nice, and has physical controls. Yes, so this one has physical controls, so no need to do that finicky touching stuff that often misregisters inputs and stuff. I like that. So yeah, I just really like the design of the Beyerdynamic MW08. It's really nice premium looking stuff. Noise cancellation is solid, and sound quality is very good, especially for the clarity. And for the upper mids, I really like the Beyerdynamic MW08s. So I've used these since I think 2021 or something. I had these for a while. And then more recently I got the Audio-Technica TWX9. Audio-Technica is a well-known Japanese audio company. They make tons of different headphones, earphones, microphones and stuff. They've been doing it for a long time. And phono cartridges and turntables as well. The design of theirs is again touch interface for this one. Beyerdynamic is the only one to have that's physical controls. The rest touch interface, and this one has the more AirPods design, which I don't like again. So I don't really like the design of the Audio-Technicas. However, the sound quality, noise cancellation is pretty good. Feature set is really good too. They have a UV sterilization technology built in as well, which cleans out your ears. That's really nice too. So yeah, the soundstage and lows on this is really good. So anyways, I say that's going to be tied with, these two are tied for my best wireless earbuds, I guess. And I use these with my main audio player, which is the Hifiman 6, as well as my main phone. So yeah, Beyerdynamic MW08 and Audio-Technica TWX9 are my top wireless earbuds. It's hard for me to say which one's better because both of them are pretty good for wireless earbuds. There are more higher end ones like the Noble Audio Focus Mystique, I think, and the Devulet Gemini 2, but I haven't tried those out yet. Okay, next up, most expensive, and I'm going by MSRP probably, not the price I pay for it. MSRP, I'm going to go by that instead. So the next most expensive by MSRP would be the Bowers & Wilkins PX8. So this is $800 new, I believe. I mean, I'm talking US dollars, by the way. $800 US new. And these are my wireless over-ear headphones. So these are wireless earbuds, right? And you can tell that in general, the bigger headphones are going to cost more than the than the earbuds. But yeah, like these wireless over ears, I've tried many different headphones over the years. I've tried the Bose Quiet Comforts. I've tried the Sennheiser Momentum, wireless and true wireless. I've tried what was the other one? Like the Bowers & Wilkins PX7S2, I think for the longest time was my main wireless over ears. But then I do like the Bowers & Wilkins PX7S2 still, more than the Sony 1000 XM5s, more than the Bose Quiet was a noise canceling 700s. I tested all these. I did a video testing all the over-ear wireless headphones I could find out. Out of all those, yeah, the Sony 1000 XM3s I think were my main wireless headphones for a long time. But then after I got the Bowers & Wilkins PX7S2, the sound was just so much better. Way more like clarity on those. So I had those for a while, and then recently upgraded from the PX7S2s to the PX8s, which are Bowers & Wilkins top of the line wireless headphones. And these ones are nice. They're not better in every way than the PX7S2. The PX7S2 has a more V-shaped sound signature. So it has more highs and more lows, I would say, relatively speaking, and has a very intimate soundstage. This one has a wider soundstage and is a more balanced tuning. So yeah, I would say like in terms of the sound quality, the PX8s do sound more refined, more balanced, and have a better soundstage. I wouldn't say that they're better in every way compared to the PX7S2 because it depends on what signature you prefer. Because the PX7S2 does have, I would say, more emphasis on the highs and lows. So yeah, so it sounds more dynamic. Otherwise, the design is fairly similar to the PX7S2s. This is the McLaren edition, which is why it costs a little bit more than regular ones. The McLaren edition costs $800. The regular PX8s, I think, was $700 or something. But still, yeah, not cheap pair of headphones. I mean, for a wireless pair of headphones, these are more expensive than the Apple AirPods Max, right? So these are fairly expensive. The build quality is very premium looking though, right? You can tell very premium looking build quality. This is like, you know, real Napa leather or sheepskin here. Like, yeah, very good build quality on here. Angled drivers here. So I got the McLaren edition, by the way, because this was the best looking one. It's not because I cared about McLaren affiliation, but it's just because the PX7 S2 had a really nice blue and gold design that PX8 does not have. So I just found the McLaren edition probably my favorite color among those because they don't have a blue and gold like the PX7 S2 does. Anyways, these are really nice sounding headphones. The noise cancellation is really good. Bowers & Wilkins, I would say, is right underneath Sony and Bose. Sony and Bose, of course, the noise cancellation on their stuff is the best. But then Bowers & Wilkins right underneath that. I would say they come very close with the noise cancellation. A lot of physical controls, which I like. I don't like the touch controls that the Sony has. So these have the physical controls, which I like. They have an interesting USB-C connection instead of a 3.5 millimeter, which is interesting. That's something I've only seen at Bowers & Wilkins. I love the design. Just wish that they had the blue and gold color that the PX7S2s did, but yeah. Overall, I think the sound quality is one of the best I've heard from wireless headphone. I think the Dali IO 6 is another one that has pretty good sound quality. That was actually a little bit cheaper, but I still prefer the noise cancellation from this, of course. And then there's the Mark Levinson 5909s, the Focal Bathies, and those are actually even more expensive than these. So anyways, the PX8s, that's my next most expensive device out of here. $800 US. All right, we're moving up into the $900 range, actually. Now $900, it's gonna have to be the Dan Clark Aeon 2s. So these are Dan Clark Aeon 2s. Are an upgrade from the Aeon X Closed that I had before, and I really liked the Aeon X Closed. That was a drop collaboration. But the Aeon 2s are the next logical upgrade because they basically is they're basically everything the Aeon X closed was, except they improve on everything just a little bit, right? The details, everything, the soundstage, clarity, everything's just improved just a little bit over the Aeon X closed. So yeah, everything else is the same. The design's the same as Aeon X closed. So it has the, which is a good thing because I like that design. So it's very comfortable to wear. This is one of the most comfortable headphones. When people say, hey, recommend me a really comfortable over-ear headphone for closed back. And I would say Dan Clark is really up there. Closed back or open back, actually. Because they're just one of the most comfortable headphones I've worn. Yeah, they don't look super comfortable, but trust me, compared to a Hifiman or Audis, these are way more comfortable than those other ones, the other planar magnetics. So, yeah, the Aeon 2s, overall, I like their balanced sound signature. Actually, this is an improvement on the design of the Aeon X because these can fold in. The Aeon X closed cannot. So these can fold in like this for more portable storage. But yeah, the sound signature on the Aeon 2s and the Aeon X closed is more balanced. So it's got a fairly balanced tuning. I would say, like, nothing is super emphasized. It's got a decent amount of bass, decent amount of mids, decent amount of highs. Nothing is super emphasized, and that's why I use these as my main reference headphones. Like, they're not like super reference quality like a Sennheiser HD 600 or 650 is, but so it's a little bit, more musical than that. But those are too neutral sounding for my taste. So, but I want something like relatively balanced sounding but still remaining musical. Then the Dan Clark Audios are good. One thing is, yeah, it has an actually decent amount of soundstage for a closed headphone. Maybe that's the way that Dan Clark designed it. Decent amount of soundstage for a closed headphone. Not the most, of course, compared to a closed back. And I would say the detail is good, but it's not the best I've heard. So those are some of the, I would say, some of the things that could be improved, of course. This is not like a top of the line Dan Clark or anything. Dan Clark Audio, by the way, is... They used to be known as Mr. Speakers, founded by a guy named Dan Clark. He used to modify a lot of planar magnetics, and then, he used to just modify a lot of headphones, and then he started his own business, and then started selling these planar magnetic designs. And all his headphones go all the way up to like $5,000. It's very, very high end stuff. So I've tried the Dan Clark Carinas, which I think is top of his line when I was in Japan, and they sounded amazing. So yeah. Dan Clark really knows this. Dan Clark really knows his stuff, I guess. So he has a lot of really cool designs, and some of them can get really expensive. This is actually one of his more affordable models, to be honest. His Aeon line is his affordable line, but he has much more expensive lines. So yeah, definitely. I'm not going to say this is the end-all be-all closed back planar, but I will say that I got this. This retails for $900 US, and I got this for $550. And for $550, I'm very satisfied with this headphone. For closed back headphone, I think for balanced tuning, sound signature, I don't think there's anything better for around the price I got it for. So $550. Yeah, I got this used, of course, but I'll take that price. One of the best headphones I've used for that price for sure. So yeah, I really like it. Super comfortable. Balanced tuning. I use this for actually more for monitoring and as my reference headphones when I play games and stuff like that. Actually, I use this as my main headphone for my desktop computer and for recording. So it's pretty good. So yeah, the Dan Clark Aeon 2s I actually use with my computer. I use this if I need to have headphones when I'm gaming and also when I'm recording stuff. But I do have to say that they are not the easiest headphones to drive. You actually need a decent amount of power to drive them. So I wouldn't use them for just like a phone or something, or just for going outside, for portable listening. I mean, it's possible, but these do benefit from more power, and thankfully, I do have a headphone amp when I use my desktop, so I use the X-Duo XA10s as my headphone amp, which has more than enough power to drive these. So yeah, these are pretty much my main headphones when I use at home for closed back. When I go outside, by the way, the Bowers & Wilkins, forgot to talk about the use case. So the PX8s, this is the headphone I use when I go outside if I want to have a closed back. Because it makes sense, right? These are noise canceling and they're wireless. So when I'm traveling, when I'm going on a plane or a train, then I really need the noise cancellation, and that's why that's where I use the PX8s is when I go outside. None of these like bigger open backs, I don't really take any of them outside. So yeah, this is the one I would take outside if I were to take a an over ear outside, because yeah, these are noise cancellation. So that's the important thing. Sound quality takes a backseat to noise cancellation when I'm going outside. So yeah, these ones, the Dan Clark Aeon 2s, I use mostly sound monitoring, sound recording, and gaming with my desktop. And then the next most expensive out of these is probably, yeah, it's going to be another $900 headphone. So I have, believe it or not, these Hifiman Arias are going to be next. So these Aria Stealths is the model name. So Hifiman is a Chinese company. They've been making planar magnetics for a very long time. They're one of the first consumer planar magnetic headphone makers, actually, along with Audis. They've been making them since the mid-2000s, I think. They've been making them for a while. And the Aria Stealths, these ones used to be very expensive, like $1,500, I believe, but they dropped in price to $900 after they come out with a new model, Aria Organics. So technically this is next in line and is the same price as the Aeon 2s right now. The Aeon 2s, $900 MSRP. These are $900 MSRP, but they're open backs, which means that they leak sound. So the Aeon X, also you can get them as open backs, but I prefer the closed backs. Same with the Aeon X closed. I actually prefer the Aeon X closed to the Aeon X open. So I went with the closed backs for these, but these are open backs. They do leak sound, so make sure when you're using these, they pretty much have to be at home. And they have to be at home anyways, because they require a lot of power to drive these. These are one of the most power-hungry headphones, I would say, out of here. Yeah, so they do need a lot of power. I do recommend using a USB-C dongle or headphone amp, dedicated headphone amp or DAP to drive these. So just don't just look at their impedance, because they're low impedance, but they do need a lot of power. I would say these scale up with power. Yeah, the more power that you use, the better they sound. These are probably the least comfortable over ears I have. Like, for Hifiman, you can tell that their build quality isn't that great. So yeah, they don't focus a lot on the build quality. Build quality isn't great. They're not the most comfortable headphones. They're big as well. They need a lot of power to drive. So why are they so good? Why did I get these? So I got these for $600. That's decent amount of savings from the $900 MSRP. But I have to tell you guys, this is absolutely, no question, without a doubt, the best sounding headphone I have. So, like, out of all these, like, the more expensive ones, no, these are the best sounding headphones I have. Like, period. It's not close either. Like, you listen to the Arias, like, all my friends, when they come over, I said, listen to the Arias, tell me what you think. And they all said, this is by far the best sounding headphone. Like, the amount of detail, the soundstage, everything is amazing on this headphone. It's just, you listen to these other ones, you listen to the Hifiman Arias, and it's insane how good sounding these are. So even though they're not the most comfortable headphones, they're not portable at all. They need a lot of power to drive, but yeah, even for the MSRP of $900, these are a steal, even at the MSRP. So I paid $600, so I'm really happy with this purchase. There's no better sounding headphone, even at $900, but then at $600, of course, there's no better sounding headphone, right? Amazing sounding headphone. Just the amount of clarity and detail and soundstage you get from these things are amazing. So yeah, these are the most open sounding open backs I have. Like, they leak a lot of sound, but holy crap, do they sound good. I've listened to like really expensive headphones when I was in Japan. I listened to, the top of line Hifiman Sesvaras. I've listened to, the Dan Clark Carinas. I've listened to the Stax X9000, the Audi CRBNs, Focal Utopias, all these really high-end headphones. Yeah, and the Hifiman Arias for $900, honestly, it gets pretty close to those really expensive headphones. Like, I'm talking $5,000 headphones, right? These actually get pretty close. I would say like maybe 70% of the sound of the $5,000 headphones, which is very impressive, right? And for the price I paid for it, $600, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's already like 70% of the sound, of 70% of the way there to a $5,000 headphone. So really good, amazing sounding headphones. So yeah, these are my best sounding headphones. They're actually not the most expensive. All right. All right, next most expensive. It's kind of a tie, actually, but let's go with this one first. So remember how I said if I go outside and yeah, if I want to listen to music, the Bowers and Wilkins PX8 is going to be my choice for traveling because it has noise cancellation and everything. So yeah, that is the case if I'm going on a flight or a train or something like that, somewhere where there's going to be a lot of passive noise, then I really do want the noise cancellation. That's where the Bowers and Wilkins PX8 comes in. But if I'm just going outside and I'm just walking somewhere, I'm not going on a plane or a jet or a train or anything like that. I don't necessarily need this much noise cancellation. You know, just going to a friend's house, let's just say that. If I go outside, then this is the one I use. So this is $1,000 IEM. It is the TA Audio Monarch Mark IIs. Actually got back in late 2022, I believe. So yeah, these ones are my main IEMs, I would say. And actually, I would say out of all these different earbuds and headphones and stuff, I probably use these the most because these are just my go-tos when I go outside. Just, yeah, like I wouldn't use these when I just go outside because they're still kind of bulky. So these IEMs, because they can just fit into my jacket pocket and whatever, very, very portable, easy to drive, easy to listen to. So yeah, these ones, sound quality is very, very good. I haven't tried, after like I tried a whole bunch of IEMs, I think I had the JH Audio Michelle's first, and then I went to with the Tanser Murray Lands. I tried I tried the Noble Audio Cons, which are really high-end IEMs. Those are like over $2,000 IEMs. I tried the Aston Kern Campfire Audio Solaris X. So out of all these, I think the best price to performance is this one, the TA Audio Monarch Mark IIs for $1,000 MSRP, and I did pay the full MSRP for these. I think that it's worth it. These are just amazing sounding IEMs. Not quite as good sounding as the Noble Audio Cons, but those are like double the price. These come to like, I would say 90% there for like half the price. Yeah, just really, really good sounding. TA Audio is like a Chinese company that's, I think they're the in-house company of Linsol, which is a Chinese audio reseller site. Really good quality IEMs. If you look at Crinacle, I don't know if you guys care about Crinacle's opinions, but a lot of people do. Yeah, like if you go to his website and he has like a list or a ranking of all the different headphones and IEMs and what he thinks about them, at the very top of the IEM list, the TA Audio Monarch Mark IIs are there, in the S++ tier or whatever, because these are truly really good IEMs, like just very balanced sounding, very detailed. I don't have anything to complain about with these at all. That's why I haven't. After I got these TA Audio Monarch Mark IIs, I'm like, I'm done for IEMs. I don't need anything. I don't need anything better. It's like with the Hifiman Arias. After I bought the Hifiman Arias, I'm like, I'm good. I don't need to spend anything more. Those are good enough for me. So yeah, that's what I thought when I listened to these. These are good enough for me. I don't need anything better. So when I go outside, just walking to a friend's house or whatever, going to a grocery store, you know, I just use these. These are my most used out of all these because they're simple. They're very good sounding. And they're easy to carry. It's portable. All right, and then, yes, it is better sounding than the PX8s. I mean, PX8s are really good for wireless headphones. They're really good sounding for wireless headphones. And, you know, of course, it's a different thing because they're over ears. Noise cancellation, you know, PX8s are great. But pure sound quality, you get some good passive noise cancellation out of these, right? Noise isolation, I should say, because these are IEMs. So they give you some passive noise isolation. They don't have the noise cancellation, but noise isolation you get out of these, and they sound really good. In terms of pure sound quality, yes, I would take these over the PX8. All right, and then at the same price, MSRP is the Beyerdynamic T1 second generation, which I have. Had these for a while now, I think 2022's, a few years. So these ones, MSRP is $1,000. I would never pay that price for these. These are not worth $1,000. I got these for $450, so less than half the price. For that price, I think it's fine. It's a good deal. I would not pay the full MSRP for these because, I mean, $1,000. I mean, that's more than the Hifiman Arias, and these are nowhere close to the Hifiman Arias in terms of the sound quality. However, You might be asking, why am I keeping these then? And these are very hard to drive headphones, by the way. They're 600 ohm headphones. They're even harder to drive than the Hifiman and Arias. You need to have a really good headphone amplifier or DAC or dongle to drive these. So yeah, 600 ohms is like the highest impedance that you will find out of a consumer headphone these days. Beyerdynamic makes these. Not many other headphone makers make 600 ohm headphones. I pretty much have to use a balanced cable with these in order to get the full power to drive these. Okay, what I like about them, you might be wondering, okay, why am I saying so many bad things about the T1? So the T1 is not for everyone. It has a very divisive kind of sound to it. That's why you don't hear many people talk about the T1 or glow about it a lot, because it's a very divisive headphone. It's very warm sounding. It's almost like, yeah, it's actually kind of similar to the Audi's LCD2, which I think the Audi's LCD2 is also a very warm sounding, dark sounding headphone. These are, to me, very dark sounding and warm sounding. They're not like bright at all compared to other Beyerdynamics. People say Beyerdynamics are very bright. Usually these ones are not bright. They're dark and warm sounding. So they have a very interesting, I would say, tone to them, like similar to the LCD2s, but the LCD2s are even more darker than these, and that kind of really turned me off from the LCD2s. So yeah, the T1s, they're very comfortable, unlike the Audi's headphones, unlike the LCD2s. These are very comfortable. Oh yeah, Grottos as well. I tried the Grottos PS1000, super uncomfortable headphones. So yeah, these are actually very comfortable. I think these along with the Dan Clarks are probably the most comfortable headphones I have, and that's why I always like recommend, hey, recommend me a comfortable set of headphones. Yeah, Dan Clark, anything by Dan Clark, anything by Beyerdynamic, super comfortable to wear. You can wear these for a long period of time because they're just, you have this velour plush kind of felt, I guess, and it's very comfortable to wear for long periods of time. So anything Beyerdynamic or Dan Clark is going to be very comfortable to wear. They're very hard to drive. They're semi-open back, so they do leak a little bit of sound, but not as much. Definitely not as much as the Arias do. So the Arias leak way more sound. But yeah, the reason why I still keep these is because they have a very warm, organic sound signature. Their mid-range especially sounds very natural to me. So that's why I still have these. And again, I would not pay the $1,000 MSRP for these because I don't think it's worth it. But for 450 bucks, yeah, pretty good. You know, it's not for every song. Like, I like the arias, which are very super detailed and spacious and stuff. These ones, only for very specific songs I would listen to. They're kind of more of a, specialized headphone, I would say, if you really want that warm, organic, mid-sounding headphone. So very warm, organic mids is what I would say. So really good for female vocals. Anything with female vocals sounds really good on these. And decent soundstage, not like, obviously not comparable to the Hifiman Arias, but decent soundstage, not like super wide or anything. Definitely more than Focals, that's for sure. I mean, Focal Clears have almost like very small soundstage. Of course, Focal Clears have a very different sound signature. Those are have a lot of clarity to them. But these ones, very warm, organic mids. That's all I gotta say. That's the specialty of this headphone. So that's why I still keep them around. They're not for every song, or I don't listen to them that often, but for those, those certain kind of female vocal songs, yeah, I'll pull these out and listen to them. Just for that warm, organic, warm, organic vocals is what I would say this headphone specializes at. So, pretty good. By the way, guys, if you do decide to go for the Beyerdynamic T1 or am interested in it, do not go for the latest 3rd generation because it sounds totally different, completely different sound signature, and most people do not like it. So if you get a Beyerdynamic T1, go for the 1st or 2nd generation. Those are the 600 ohm ones. The 3rd generation is the 32 ohm headphone. That sounds totally different from the other T1s. So yeah, just a word of warning and a disclaimer on that if you are interested in the T1. So yeah, very beautiful, organic, warm sounding vocals. I think that's what this headphone is specializing at, and that's what it's good at. So that's what I use that for. Okay, lastly, we have the most expensive pair of headphones MSRP wise, and that's the Audio-Technica AP2000 Ti's. Retails for $1,250 US. This one I got it for $600. Same price as the Arias. Now, they're not quite as good sounding as the Arias. The Arias, like I said, these are the best sounding headphones I own by a wide margin actually. The Audio-Technicas, however, I would say that they are good for one niche. And these headphones, okay, the closed back, first of all, they're not open back, and they're also very easy to drive. So that's a difference between this one and the Beyers and the Hifimans. So you could just use these outside if you want to. They are big headphones, of course. They don't. They just fold down like this. They don't fold into each other. But yeah, they're not headphones I would personally take outside very often, although you could. These headphones are very specialized for listening to music that has a lot of dynamic beats. So if you listen to any kind of electronic music, any kind of like K-pop, hip hop, any type of modern music, actually, these are really good at that. So I would say that these are my go-to headphones for more modern music, right? Modern music has a lot of highs, a lot of lows, very dynamic sounding, because most people just use, like these heavy amount of bass in the songs, and then along with a lot of, drum beats and everything like that to keep the hi-hats, stuff like that. So when you listen to music using these headphones, it just sounds very lively, very dynamic. So the high end, especially on these headphones, is incredible. First of all, the soundstage is better than any other open back I've ever heard. So more than the Dan Clark Audio, more than Dan Clark Aeon 2s, definitely more than the PX8s as well. These have the biggest soundstage I've heard from a closed back. In fact, I think the soundstage is similar to the Beyerdynamic T1s, and these are semi-open back. So that tells you the soundstage on these are very good. But these are just incredible for the highs. Like, it has a very spacious, airy sounding highs, I would say. Very crisp. There's so much clarity on them. And these are the most clarity I've heard from any headphone. And that includes the Hifiman Arias, which is why I say like Arias overall are going to sound much better, like for the soundstage and detail and everything. But in terms of just clarity, yeah, the Audio-Technicas would win. So the AP2000 Ti's, which I think are very underrated headphones. These headphones are, nobody really talks about them, but they're really nice. Build quality is decent. These are made in Japan after all. They're pretty decent. They have the titanium kind of shells right here, which is cool. Not many people talk about these headphones, I think. They're just not popular or not marketed that much. Maybe that's just because Japanese companies in general don't market as much as Western companies do. So you don't hear much about the Denons, the Fostex, or the Audio-Technicas, or Final Audios. But yeah, these are... Once you go up ahead in Audio-Technica's offerings, most people think of Audio-Technica as the company for low-end affordable headphones, right? Like the M50X, that's very, very popular. People don't think of Audio-Technica for the high-end, and that's maybe a marketing issue or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, people just don't think about the higher-end Audio-Technicas. And Audio-Technicas go all the way up to, they have a $5,000 headphone, I think. They have... Yamaha actually has a $5,000 headphone too. Most people don't know about that. Final Audio has a $5,000 headphone. So all these Japanese companies, they have really high-end stuff that people don't really necessarily know about or talk about. These are considerably higher-end Audio-Technicas than what most people think, and they're really good. They're really good for a specific type of music, which is electronic music. So I use these mostly for K-pop, for modern music. These are especially good for them because they really emphasize the highs and lows. So the dynamics are really good, and the amount of clarity you get from these are amazing. And the soundstage is incredible for closed back. So that's what I have to say for about these. Very, very good headphone. It's the most expensive headphone I own, MSRP-wise. Not necessarily the best sounding overall. That's going to be the Hifiman Arias. These are the best sounding overall. But in terms of just for listening to modern music, these are the ones I go to for listening to modern music. So yeah, I always choose these headphones for, anything electronic, K-pop, or anything. I go to those headphones. All right, so that's pretty much it. That's my headphone and earphone collection. Let me know what you guys think. I know it's a lot here. That's a lot of money here. Yes, so in terms of how much I spent, $600 for the Audio-Technica, $450 for the Beyerdynamics. I paid, actually for the Bowers and Wilkins, I paid $600 as well. MSRP was $800. TA Audios I paid $1,000 for. I paid the full MSRP for these. So actually I spent the most on these because I paid the full MSRP. Arias I paid $600. Dan Clark's I paid $550. The Audio-Technica wireless earbuds, And the Master Dynamic, I think I paid, yeah, $150 for these. Final Audio $80, and the Razer Hammerhead Pros $50, and the Monster Gratitudes $35 finally. So that's it. Hope you guys got a good overview of my headphones, headphone collection, earphone collection, and what I use them all for. So yeah, I think it's fine. Like, I paid the most for the TA Audios, but that's because I use them the most. So it makes sense I spent the most on those. In terms of the best sound quality, that's got to be the Hifiman Arias overall. In terms of comfort, it's got to be the Beyerdynamics and the Dan Clarks. Noise cancellation, of course, I go to the Bowers PX8s. Most portable is going to be actually any one of these wireless earbuds is going to be the most portable. Yeah, they all have their own purposes and own use cases, I would say. So best soundstage, that's a Hifiman Arias again. Most amount of detail, Hifiman Arias again. Easiest to drive, probably the IEMs. These are super easy to drive because they're IEMs. Yeah, I don't know what else you guys want to know about, but let me know in the comment section below what else you guys want to know about these headphones. And if you guys have a headphone collection yourself, let me know. If you're thinking of buying a headphone, I can definitely give some recommendations. So yeah, open backs, closed backs, wireless, I have everything. So yep. Let me know what you guys think of my collection. Yeah, noise cancellation, non-noise cancellation. I have pretty much some of everything, a little bit of everything. Also going through a quick usage rundown of all these different headphones. So yeah, once again, the TLDR is I use the Audio-Technica AP2000 Ti's for mostly modern music, electronic music, K-pop, that kind of stuff, because it's so good with the dynamics. And then the Hifiman Aria Stealth for critical listening. Just in general, it's because it sounds so good for most music. Just if I really want to listen to, just sit down and listen to music, I use those ones. The Bowers & Wilkins PX8 for when I'm traveling, like on a train or a bus or a plane, then this is the thing I bring, usually for long trips. The TA Audio Monarch Mark IIs, just when I'm out and about. So when I'm just going outside for a short distance, you know, going to a friend's place or just grocery shopping, whatever, or going to the subway, I use these. The Beyerdynamic T1s. These ones I use mostly for tracks with good female vocals or anything with a nice mid-range, because this has really nice, warm, natural sounding organic mid-range. The Dan Clark Aeon 2s, mostly used for my desktop computer when I'm monitoring or recording something or when I'm playing games. The Audio-Technica TW-X9 and the Master Dynamic MW08s, these two I use just as my main wireless earbuds when I'm just on my laptop or my phone or whatever. I just want to listen to music. And I also use these, you know, portably as well when I'm going outside. But it's more of a convenience factor for these ones. Just if I need to be in isolation, I don't want people to hear what's around me, then I just use these two, and they're a lot easier to carry compared to, actually even compared to these IEMs, because these ones can get tangled sometimes. But these ones are just more for convenience. So yeah, with phones, laptop, also my iPad Pro as well. I can use these ones. The Final Audio Z3000s, it's just kind of like a backup wireless earbuds in case I want to test out the Bluetooth capabilities, or I just want to listen to a phone or electronic device that I normally do not have these two paired to. Then I have this one as a backup. Then the Razer Hammerhead Wireless Pros, mostly used with my Razer Edge headset. Actually, I have a bunch of gaming handhelds as well. So I have, you know, like the Steam Deck or Nintendo Switch or the Legion Go, GPD Win 4. If I want to play any of those, then I might choose any one of these three to use them with. So I have a whole bunch of different options here if I want to just listen to my games and play my games in silence. I have a whole bunch of options. Inconvenient as well, right, because they're wireless. And then this one, the Monster Gratitude, just because if I want to test out an audio jack or headphone jack, then I basically use this one for testing that. So that's pretty much it for my use cases. So let me know what you guys think. And yeah, as always, thanks for watching.